we are finished with all of that getting ready mumbo bumbo. We are here now and we are here to talk about a movie. Y'all already know what we're here for again. Listen, I already told y'all. I was playing catch up with a whole bunch of these movies that have been coming out that I have not gotten a chance to see. And I'm getting to them. I'm getting to watching them. So, as y'all already know from the title of the video, I'm sure, I had just finished going to watch the movie Twisters. This is our, I don't know how long it's been since we had like a natural disaster or a disaster movie. It's been, has it been a while? No. There was that movie I also wanted to see. I forgot it was with the girl who was in Deadpool. His girlfriend, Deadpool's girlfriend, Vanessa. I forgot the actress's name. But there was a movie, I think, where it was like a meteor. I wanted to see that. Oh my God, I don't know if that was a disaster movie. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Let me know in the comments what that movie's called. But still, I wanted to see that movie and see what that was all about. But I'm not sure if that was a disaster movie. But nonetheless, this was our disaster movie of the year. And let me tell you, I know that for the most part, this movie was a sequel. I don't think this movie was a sequel. This movie was not a sequel. It was a just a follow-up, because they had a movie called Twister, but now they have another movie called Twisters. It's in the same world. But one thing about this world is that whatever Earth that is, since I feel like I'm so in the loop of like dimensions and I just think of that universe, the Twister universe, as its own separate dimension. Like, that world is just very prominent to getting tornadoes and hurricanes and just things like that. Like, it just happens so quickly, back to back, day after day. It's crazy. But we about to jump into that in just a minute. But first, let me do my little check-in. I am doing my check-in. How are y'all all doing? I hope y'all are all doing fabulous. I'm doing good. Okay, just checking in with y'all, making sure y'all doing good. Remember to leave likes. Remember to leave a thumbs up. Let me know y'all doing okay, you know, and also for video's sake, you know, let me know I'm doing a good job. Let me know this is what y'all want to see, you know what I'm saying? Nah, I'm kidding. Y'all do what y'all want to do. But, so now, getting into Twisters, right? So, good or bad? Honestly, I don't know if I'm picking a whole bunch of good movies lately, but this movie was actually good. It was on the good side. Now, was it perfect? No, it wasn't perfect, but it was definitely like, it was very entertaining. It was a fun watch. I thoroughly enjoyed it because for the most part, when it comes to disaster movies, I feel like what falls in those movies is the story. Because it's just a whole bunch of, you know, happenings and you're just seeing the characters survive, but there isn't really a story behind it. It's just for, you know, the pleasure of watching like something crazy happen and how somebody goes about surviving a situation like that. So that's how I feel like most disaster movies go. But actually, remembering back, y'all remember 2012? Y'all let me know if y'all remember 2012. But, Twisters. So let's go with the story. So it's basically the story of this girl named Kate. Follows Kate and how she had she was storm chasing. She basically had a theory on how to kind of get rid of a storm or a tornado. And they were all a group, her boyfriend, and a group of friends. They all went out to go and try to stop a tornado from happening. Turns out, I'm trying to remember terminology very well because there's a lot of like storm language that was used in this movie, and I think that they classified the tornado that they went to go and stop as an E5 tornado, and they had went to go and try to stop it, but they thought it was going to be a weaker tornado, so then it turned out to be the E5, which I don't know if it's the biggest type of tornado. I'm assuming it is, but they weren't accounting for that, and so then Kate was trying to go and take shelter with her boyfriend and her friends that were going to chase the tornado, and basically everybody except for Kate winded up flying into the storm, never to be seen again, except for one of the other friends that was there. So that's where the whole story kind of like starts. It starts off from that point. Then we jump 5 years later into the future and how she's dealing with things from that event that had happened. So that's basically the synopsis. A quick synopsis. This movie is old for the most part. Well, not old, but it's been out for a while. So I know I'm playing, like I said, I'm playing catch up. So I feel like I'm going to go into spoilers for the most part very loosely and freely. So from here on out, if you do not want any spoilers, y'all can go on ahead and click off of this video. But I'm just letting y'all know right now, this movie was good. If you want to go and see, is this a movie that you can go and see in theaters? Yes, I think this is a good popcorn flick. Like, this is a movie that you can go and see in theaters, you know, get that bass booming and all that stuff. Like, it was really fun to watch in the theater. So now, when the good things about this movie, I will say, was honestly, I thought the story was great. I thought the characters were great. And just the effects. The effects was really, really good to me in this movie. Like, in some part, no, not even. It was just really entertaining. So they kind of threw me for a loop when it came to one of the characters in the movie. So there was this guy who came up to be the competition. So Kate, the main character, was she a reporter? I think she was a meteorologist for a company. And then turns out that her friend that survived the incident with her came to go and see her and offer her basically an opportunity to go and tornado catch again. And she was very hesitant, but she wound up doing it, of course. And so they finally get to this spot where they're looking for a tornado to go and chase, and then the competition comes in. So the competition seemed as though they weren't really good at figuring out what storm was best to chase. But Kate was really good at knowing which storm would give them the most data so that they can study from it and learn, I guess, the happening of or tornado, or how to prevent frequent tornadoes from happening and stuff. So she was really good at figuring out which tornadoes they should go to gather the most data. Now, the competition came off as very arrogant, like very full of himself. It was, I forgot his name. Oh my gosh, I'm so bad at names. But he was basically very stuck up, always like one of those streamer personalities, always on the internet, has his face on a t-shirt and stuff like that. Basically just a face, but doesn't really know what he's doing. That's what it gave. And he was just doing the job for the attention that he was getting with all his fans and stuff like that, which was funny. So the interaction between Kate and the character, that male character, or the competition, was honestly very interesting. I enjoyed the what would you call that? I enjoyed the back and forth banter. Chemistry. I enjoyed the chemistry between both the characters throughout the entire movie. It was really, really interesting to watch. And for the most part, that character threw me for a loop, because came to a point where Kate was just watching from the outside, like, oh, so you're selling t-shirts, you're selling all this merch and stuff. Like, you're not doing it because you're trying to save people, you're just doing it because you want money and you want clout. That's all you really want. And he's like, you know, you really think you know a lot about me at some point, after they went and tried to chase a storm, because she tried to mislead the guy to go and chase a storm that he shouldn't have been chasing, and so that she could get the data that she needed with her initial team. But that he caught on, they wound up competing. It was like very competitive throughout the first hour of the movie, which I honestly thought was very interesting to see the whole entire like race back and forth to try to get into the storm and with the twin storms and stuff like that. I thought that was really cool and entertaining to watch. But then we get to a point where a tornado hits a small town, and Kate is very adamant on going to help the town, or going to help out. Kate was very adamant on going to help out the town that was affected by the tornado that hit. And so when they got there, of course, the competition was there too, and you saw them selling t-shirts and stuff like that, and she's just like, wow, you must really be proud of yourself selling t-shirts in the middle of a crisis. People are in pain, they lost things, and they were like, no, you got it all wrong. Like, we're selling the t-shirts so that we're able to provide people with that need with things like food, water, clothes, and stuff like that, or whatever. And she's like, oh, what? And then they said, oh, well, you should take a look at the guys that you're working for, actually, because you don't know everything that it is about them. So that she does her research and stuff, and she sees that the people she was working for was basically making a profit off of the disasters that would happen with this family-owned business guy, investor, I don't know. But he was basically the villain of the whole entire thing. And so then she finally realizes, and then she kept getting followed by this competition guy. Like, he brought pizza to her door. He kept coming up to her like, what storm should we chase next? It was a very interesting connection that I feel like they had in the beginning, but then it blossomed into like a relationship, an actual friendship between the two of them, because then Kate realized that they weren't so bad. They were actually doing things to actually try to help people, and that's all they really wanted. And it was a sweet movie. The movie was very sweet. The set pieces, it was very entertaining. I was not bored throughout the entirety of the movie. It was a 2-hour movie, but honestly, it was I didn't feel it because I was enjoying the whole entire thing from start to end. And the pacing was great. The actors, they did phenomenal. And trying to remember, very good characters. Kate was an awesome character. The dude was an awesome character. The friend was an awesome character. Like, this was a fun movie. This was definitely a really fun movie. I'm trying to think, was there any gripes that I had with this movie? The only thing that I feel like I was like kind of tilting my head a little bit about this movie was kind of in the beginning parts where Kate and I gotta know his name. Hold on one second, because like, yes, Tyler. Tyler was his name. That was the competition guy's name, and Hobby was the friend that she knew for a long time, doing the storm chasing and stuff. That's the friend, and Tyler was the guy that basically blossomed the relationship from the beginning when they were competitors and stuff like that. So that's what was very interesting. And then that was the thing, they really captured the essence of Kate being in tune with storm chasing or chasing tornadoes. Like, she would have moments where she just looks up in the sky, she'll commune kind of with or it seems like she's communing with nature to be able to determine where she should go for getting data from these tornadoes and stuff. So I thought that they showed that very well, and her passion for tornado chasing and trying to actually save the world, because that was her goal. Her goal was to try to save the world by stopping all these tornadoes from happening. And she had this idea with, this is where I get confused, not confused, but I just don't know how to explain it, because they had basically like a jug full of powder and they just release it into the storm to dissipate it. I can't explain to you the science. They explained it a little bit in the movie, but I am not able to like relay that back to you because it was a lot. being said, and you know that was a lot. Okay, not a storm chaser, but that was my one gripe. So I'm getting to the gripe. The gripe that I had was basically just in that beginning part between Kate and Tyler, where it seemed very, very corny. It seemed corny and tropey because it was like he was the guy that seemed like he didn't know anything about storm chasing or whatever, but he was just doing it for the flashes and just for the looks and whatever. But in reality, when you kept watching, you seen that Tyler actually knew his stuff about storms. Like he knew like how tornadoes were formed, and they mentioned that it was basically still unknown for how a tornado is actually formed, but it's like he explained it. Sounds like he knew what he was talking about when it came to tornadoes, but the only thing that he didn't know was which direction he should go to find the right tornado to gather enough data. So that was what was very kind of like a little weird. Just that beginning, the step off, just the starting phases was a little weird, but then getting on. Because at first I was like, why are you so creepy? Why can't you just leave Kate alone? Obviously she don't mess with you. Leave her alone. But no, it was because he seen that she was very passionate about dissipating the tornadoes, as he also was. But the team that she was initially working for was just doing it for the money. Doing it for the money and not really for the people. And that's where we kind of did a little switcheroo, which was cool. I liked it. It was really good. But yeah, no, this is definitely a good movie. I would suggest, listen, you don't have to watch it in the theater. You could wait for it to come out on streaming services, but if it is on streaming services and you happen to pass by like, should I watch it? I would suggest that you do, because it's entertaining. It's a fun movie to watch. Trying to think, is there anything else that I'm missing? Because sometimes I be thinking so much that I be forgetting some things that I be wanting to talk about, and I be making note of it too in the movie. But then I be forgetting when I come back home to record. So I'm kind of fast forwarding through the movie in my head because I have the power to fast forward the movie in my brain.
Look, Pim, I know it's our job to help this guy and everything, but I think this guy's a lost cause. He's obviously made up his mind. Why don't we just cut our losses and get out of here?
I mean, obviously they kept showing that she was hurt by like the past event that's happened from all the people that she lost, her boyfriend and everything. It was just the chemistry that they had. I guess maybe I didn't put enough emphasis on that. The chemistry that Tyler and Kate had in this movie really shined because they both had a firing, burning passion for chasing tornadoes. And it was like very cool to see how they kind of matched each other's crazy, if you know what I'm talking about. But it was really cool. It was really cool to see. I thought that was very well done. But yeah, honestly, I think I touched bases on just about everything. It's a disaster movie. It's not really much. The story was basically just competitors competing to try to get the data in the storms and whatnot. One was trying to save people, the other wasn't. And basically just the unveiling of who was who. Like who was for the people and who wasn't for the people. You know? So that was really cool to see. And like I said, the effects, well done. Oh Lord, it was really good. The effects was really, really good. Had me thinking that they were actually filming in tornadoes. Like, stuff was crazy. But yeah. Overall, let's see. My final verdict. I'm going to my verdict or my rating for this movie. Honestly, I'm gonna give it an 8 because I also like the way that it ended. It ended very nice too. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm gonna give this movie an 8. It was good. It was good. Let me know if y'all saw Twisters. Let me know if you enjoyed it. If y'all seen the first one, let me know if I should watch that movie. But I appreciate you guys so much for making it to the end of the video. Please remember to leave a like, share, and subscribe. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.